Something big is brewing in Pittsburgh, and it could completely shake up the NFL landscape. The Steelers aren't finished yet, and what's coming next could take the entire league by surprise. Stick around, hit that like button, and let me know in the comments what moves you think Pittsburgh needs to make to round out their roster after the 2025 NFL Draft. Coming out of the draft, no team finds itself in a more delicate position than the Pittsburgh Steelers. Despite making the playoffs in 4 of the last 5 seasons, they remain without a definitive starting quarterback, forcing them back to the free agency market to address some glaring roster holes. The team finds itself in a rebuild that is more urgent than it might first appear. Yet after trading for DK Metcalf earlier this offseason, the Steelers aren't in a place to fully tear it down and start over. They're looking for their 4th quarterback in just 3 years, and time is running out. Even with the Metcalf trade, Pittsburgh's draft strategy was clearly more defense-heavy. The Steelers walked away from the 2025 draft with 7 new players, and 5 of them are expected to contribute on defense, highlighting their focus on fortifying that side of the ball after the big splash on offense. Their 2 offensive picks, Caleb Johnson and Will Howard, directly address the team's most pressing needs. While there's optimism around these selections, questions still loom large as Pittsburgh enters free agency. As the Steelers head into the summer, General Manager Omar Khan finds himself with more work to do than just about anyone else in the league. With quarterback still a major question mark, the Steelers will likely look to free agency to find their next signal caller. While rumors of Aaron Rodgers still persist, it seems increasingly likely that Rodgers will retire, forcing the Steelers to shift their focus elsewhere. With the quarterback market thinning, Pittsburgh will need to consider veteran options like Carson Wentz, Teddy Bridgewater, Desmond Ridder, or Tyler Huntley, none of which will turn heads, but all could serve as a stopgap for a year or 2. Without a proven veteran, Pittsburgh might have no choice but to enter training camp with Mason Rudolph as the starter. But starting Rudolph is a dangerous gamble. He's certainly not the future, and while rookie Will Howard could develop, he's not the type of prospect you build a team around right now. This is a situation where the Steelers need to make a tough decision. Either sign a veteran quarterback or risk another season of uncertainty at the most important position in sports. Another bold move the Steelers must consider? Trading star edge rusher TJ Watt. I know, this won't sit well with Steelers fans. But with no playoff victories in over a decade, the franchise finds itself at a crossroads. The time may have come to part with Watt, while his value is still sky high. While Watt remains a dominant force with 11.5 sacks in 2024, he'll be 31 by the end of the year. His window of peak performance could be closing quickly, and if he's anything like his older brother, that decline could come fast. While it's tough to think about losing Watt, Pittsburgh could be in a position where trading him makes the most sense. With Alex Highsmith now extended, Nick Herbig showing promise in a rotational role, and the team clearly preparing for the future, trading Watt could be the start of a new chapter. Khan has tried to extend Watt's contract, but after the Cleveland Browns handed Myles Garrett an absurd deal, it seems the two sides are at a complete impasse. If Watt demands a trade, Pittsburgh could lose leverage, so getting ahead of this move may be the best course of action. And then there's Jaylen Warren. Once seen as a promising complement to Najee Harris in the Steelers' backfield, Warren now finds himself on the outside, looking in. Entering his fourth season, Warren is no longer a fit in Pittsburgh's evolving offensive scheme. After letting Harris walk in free agency, the Steelers have turned to Caleb Johnson, who is set to take over as the new starting back. Warren had a solid 2023 season, rushing for 784 yards on 5.3 yards per carry, but his numbers dropped significantly in 2024 under new offensive coordinator Arthur Smith. At 5 feet 8 inches, Warren doesn't fit the mold of the bruising back Smith favors. With just 1 year left on his rookie deal, it's time for Khan to move Warren, or risk losing him for nothing after the 2025 season. Trading Warren could help the Steelers regain some of the draft capital they've lost in recent trades and further reshape the roster for the future. There's no doubt Warren would be valuable as a third down, back to any team in need of a versatile runner. So what's next for Pittsburgh? The clock is ticking and the decisions are crucial. What moves would you make in the Steelers' shoes? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like the video if you're still riding with the